So this video is for Introduction to Visual Basic for Shasta College Fall 2020 semester. And this is for, well, let's see. This is one of the finals. It was the integer number calculator, I think is what it was called. I don't remember. 7 and 8. No, there we go. Integer Math Tutor. That's what it's called. So Integer Math Tutor, create an application that uses random integers to test the user's knowledge of arithmetic. Let the user choose from addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The integers used in the problem should range from 20 to 120. So I did that in mine. Give the feedback. Use color to differentiate between correct answer and response. So we did that too. And so let's see what we did here. So this is the Integer Math Tutor. I put a group box up here, put a radio button here, addition, a radio button for subtraction, a radio button for multiplication, and a radio button for division. I put a label for num1. The operator is another label. Num2 is another label. And the equal sign is the third label. And then that is either a label or a text box. It might be a text box. Yeah, it's a text box. So that's a text box to display put your answer in. You got a button for check your answer for the next question, and then an exit button. So if we look at that, go to the form load event here. And in the form load event, I made a procedure, which is a method called generate sum. So generate sum is up here. So this is where we get a random number, our first random number for our first label box. And that creates a random number between 20 and 120. Then in our second label, we get a random number, and that's random 2, and that creates a number between 1 and 10. So 1 and 11 is what I put. Then a random operator, so that's your random operator. That's your operator as an integer. And if it's addition, checked, then put in your label, in the text of your label, a plus sign. And the random operator would equal 0. Else, if it's subtraction, it's checked. Then in the label, it'd be a negative sign, and it would be, random operator would be 1. Else, if the multiplication sign is checked, it'd be a multiplication sign, and the random operator would be 2. Else, if the division sign is checked, then the random operator would be 3. And then you change your labels to numbers. And that's your second number there. And then if it's the plus sign, then it's num1, total is num1 plus num2. And these are just if statements, because I made a case statement before and it wasn't working the way I wanted it to work, so I changed them to if statements. If label operator text equals minus sign, then total is num1 minus num2. If operator is the multiplication sign, then num1 times num2. Else, if it's the division sign, num1 divided by num2. So this is what I originally had here, because I was using the random operators as 0 through 3. This would have been 2. That's why it was screwing up. That would have been 3. So that would have been that. And that would have worked correctly, and I didn't see that until just now. So if you want to use that piece of code there, you can. So that's from the form load event there. So if we run that, see how it works. So we select our addition sign. It's addition. 108 plus 9 would be 117, right? So hopefully that'll work. Oh, something's wrong. So and that's the thing. I think it's in the when it loads because it's the very first time. So we got the next question is the addition. So we addition. We'll say 117. And it's correct. Cool. So there, see how it changed it to a purple color? So if we do a subtraction now and we go to their next question, 84 minus 7. So that would be 77. Check your answer. That's correct. Cool. Check a multiplication. Uh-oh. So I don't know what 73 plus 6, so I'm going to use the calculator for this one. So if we use our calculator, we go 73 times 6, and we put in 438 here, and that's correct. So what ends up happening is if you get the wrong question, because I'm just going to put something random in here, and you check your answer, incorrect answer, then it turns it to red. So then if we go to division, and here's the thing with division, since it's integers, so if you put in 57 divided by 4, here you would get 14.25. So on here you would have to put in 14 for it to be the correct answer, because you're doing integer division. So it's not taking the places after the decimal place. So if you would have put it, so if I do another question, so 96 divided by 8, so that comes out to 12. So that would be correct. So anyway, that works. I'll show you the rest of the code in the next question, and then the exit is obviously, the exit is here. Me close. And then the check answer. So if what you enter in the text box is nothing, then got to put it in a try statement, because if it generates an error, then you have an error exception handling. So this is, if the text answer is the total, what is in the total up above, then you get your message box that says, oh, it's correct, cool. And it changes the for color of the total to blue violet, and then it goes back to the generate the sum. Else, if it's incorrect, it changes the for color to red. And if it throws an exception, it says, please enter only an integer value. So you remember, this is integer calculator. So that's why on the division, you have to enter a whole number in division, because it's integer division. So anyway, so the next button here, this clears the text box. So your random operator, as an integer again, goes to your procedure or method, whatever you want to call it, of generate sum we had above. If the radio button addition is checked, then the random operator equals 0, and the label, the text operator, equals plus. Else, if the subtraction is checked, random operator equals 1, and the negative sign is put in the label. Else, if the multiplication is checked, random operator is 2, and then the label, in the operator label, it's the multiplication sign. If it's division, then it's 3, and the operator in the label is for else. Please select addition, subtraction. So this is your error handling here. And it ends. So this, I originally, and I didn't use this, so this is if anything was changed, because I wanted it to start off with the radio button on the addition being checked. So that's what that was all about. And that was on these. If you wanted to click on these, then you have an event, but I didn't use anything there. So anyway, if we go back, we look at the, oh, there's other variables. So random variable, random 1 as new random, random 2 as new random. I didn't use this. This is, if you wanted them for as globals, but I realize you don't need them as globals, but this would be between 20 and 120. Number 2 would be between 1 and 10. But I made them local variables down here, so you don't need globals or class variables up there, because we only have one form in the program. Then I was going to make the operators, but I didn't. So this isn't used. The total is still used here. So if we run that again, we see how that works again. I'll show you. So you select let's select subtraction. 1, 2, 12 minus 10 is 102. So check your answer. Oh, okay. So it originally had an addition on here. So that's kind of a bug in the system, but I'm not going to change it because I don't really want to spend the time to figure that one out. Incorrect answer. So just go to the next question. Now that would be 62 minus 5 is 57. So that would be 57. Check your answer. Yeah, it's correct. Addition. Next question. 59. Check your answer. Correct. Multiplication. Next check question. 107 times 9. Notice how the second number is always going between 1 and 11. And this is always between 20 and 120, the first number. That's the random numbers there. Equals 981. So that is, whoops. Let's try that again. 72 times 6 equals 432. Correct. Cool. So that is the integer math tutor for the final exam, or the first final exam for Introduction to Visual Basic for Shasta College, fall 2020 semester. And that the program that we make a procedure or a method, if you will, here. And that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, which I did originally, was here, which does the same thing. This isn't used. This is the exit button. So your check answer. So if it's nothing, then if it's not anything, then try. And then if it's the text as a total, then it's correct. Change the color to blue violet, then go back to generate sum. Or it's an incorrect answer and make the color red. If there's an exception, then enter integer value. Then to get the next question, clear the text box, the random operator again, go back to your generate sum method. If it's checked, then random operator is 0, label is plus. 1, subtraction. It's multiplication, it's 2. And if it's division, then it's 3. Else, please select addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. And this wasn't even used, so you don't really need that code right here. It's check changed. So anyway, that's Programming Challenge 5-7, Integer Math Tutor for Introduction to Visual Basic for Shasta College, fall 2020 semester for the final. Hope you liked it, and thanks for watching. Bye.